Gwen, so my first question for you is simply, why are you running for Congress?
Well, I believe in government of the people and for the people, and that we just don't have that in Washington right now. I am a teacher, I'm an Air Force veteran, and I'm a mom, and I want Arkansas to be the best possible state that it can be for all of my students, for my son, and for every Arkansan.
And my second question is, based on your experience, what makes you suitable for this position?
Thank you for asking. I am a public educator, and I am a veteran, and as a woman, I also think those factors give me a great perspective, the ability to relate to almost anybody in any situation. I also have a graduate degree and experience in knowing a little bit about Arkansas through connections with my students and their families and understanding the struggles that they go through.
What do you think makes you, or what traits do you bring to the table that the other candidates don't necessarily have?
In addition to being the only woman running, the only veteran running, and the only public educator running, I also have a blue-collar background, and I grew up on a farm. I think those characteristics give me a unique advantage in being able to relate with people, including rural voters and people who may have voted Republican in the past but are disenfranchised and want to see change. I am not a polished career educator. I'm not a polished career politician, and I think that people are interested in people serving who meet that criteria right now.
Okay, and so healthcare, health insurance is obviously one of the most debated and divisive issues that we have facing our country right now. What do you think healthcare should look like in the U.S., and what do you think can be done to bring about some change?
I support Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All Act of 2017. I think it's the best possibility for all of us, but I think it's going to take some transitional time to get there. While we work to a point that every person in the United States is insured, I'd like to see that we are insuring more people. I'd like to see that we are lowering out-of-pocket costs. I'd like to see that we are making sure that people are covered regardless of age, income, gender, and pre-existing condition. I'd like to preserve Medicaid and Medicaid expansion. And I'd like to make sure that we have gender-specific care and a good focus on mental and behavioral health issues.
And another hot topic is gun reform, gun legislation. I feel like you could offer us a unique perspective because you're not only a veteran, but also a woman. So what are your thoughts on gun reform or gun legislation in our current climate?
I think there's a lot that we can do insofar as closing federal loopholes. Universal background checks are a no-brainer at this point. Most of the people who argue against gun legislation have actually gone through the process to get their own background checks completed. And I think that they would agree that it's important for everybody to complete a background check that ensures that people with dangerous mental illnesses and people with dangerous criminal backgrounds don't end up owning and possessing guns. Those the loopholes that we need to close include the default proceed law loophole that allows people to take possession of a gun within 72 hours despite whether or not that background check has been completed. We need to close the gun show and individual sale loophole so that everybody passes a background check regardless. I also support Dianne Feinstein's 2017 assault weapon ban. As a veteran who has fired an M16, which is the military equivalent of the AR-15, I deeply believe that these weapons don't belong in civilian hands.
Okay, wonderful. Gwen Combs, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.